Hey, how's it going, guys? Back again for another episode of the Final Whistle, and today's going to be an Arsenal transfer roundup, mostly focused on their two Brazilian stars, more so aging stars, and that is Willian and David Luiz. A couple weeks ago, they were confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and Mikel Arteta that they'll be leaving the club at the end of this season. Both their contracts will be expiring at the end of this season, and David Luiz and Willian have drawn a little bit of interest, not as much as I would have expected. Willian more so than David Luiz. Willian will start with first. He's played in 25 games this year, only racking up a goal and 5 assists. He has really been god-awful for Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal fans hated him coming into the year. They didn't like the signing, and they thought it was a waste of wages. And I was not surprised, and I don't blame them. He is obviously washed up, really, to play at that sort of level for an type of club like Arsenal. Picking up only one goal for 200 grand a week and 5 assists is just not what you want to see for a big club like that. And Willian's obviously 32. He's up there in age. It's very interesting to see where he's going to go. He's drawn many interests from lots of European clubs. None of the clubs have been named yet, which was very interesting. I'm guessing it's lower down the table clubs. Even, I'm guessing maybe France or Italy or somewhere around there. You got to kind of guess right now because there's really been no hard evidence on Willian besides the likes of Inter Miami. Inter Miami, obviously, I support them. And last summer, David Beckham and Inter Miami came in heavily for Willian when his contract was up. And this summer, his contract is up again. There's many talks of Inter Miami swarming in around him right now. Talks about them being very interested in Willian. And I'm not surprised. Obviously, David Beckham wanted him last year, and I could easily see him coming to Inter Miami this year. I feel like this is probably the most likely destination for Willian. But I also feel like he could go back to Brazil. I'll talk about that in a second. But Inter Miami would be an interesting fit. I don't know where he would play off of. You obviously got Lewis Morgan out the right. Lewis Morgan could easily move to the left, play Willian on the right, and Pizarro down the middle with Higuain, which would be fantastic. But this would obviously not be a designated signing because I'm guessing Willian would chop his wages a bit, and they wouldn't have to worry about the designated signing rule, which they had to worry about with Matuidi, and that really affected Matthias Pellegrini. But Willian, I think, would be safe for the designated player rule. I want to talk about Brazil. I think he could easily go home to Brazil. I wouldn't be surprised, as we've seen with Douglas Costa, as we saw with Rafinha last year. I made my Douglas Costa video. I hope you guys like that one. But Willian, aging obviously 32, end of his career. I think he should go home, finish off strong in Brazil, have some fun years, maybe win the Sudamericana. Copa America is coming up too. Work his way back into the squad probably if he can. I know that Brazilian team is unbelievable. I don't think he'd work his way back in there coming in this summer, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Brazil either. For me, the most likely destinations for Willian would probably have to be Inter Miami or somewhere in Brazil. I would love to see him go back to Brazil. Obviously, it's a very interesting league, and I'd love to learn more about it, and it's very fun to watch. And you also got David Luiz. David Luiz, he came out in April talking about how he loves Benfica and loves Benfica's club. And he came out saying, "I love Benfica. My dream is to step on the pitch of Estadio de Light in their colors. Benfica is bigger than any player." And obviously that shows how much he loves the club, how much he adores the club. Obviously he's never played for Benfica yet. He's only played for the likes of Chelsea, PSG, and Arsenal. Only played for Arsenal for 2 years. He had a goal this year in 20 appearances with a yellow and a red card. He wasn't really good at all this year, and last year he was even worse. He has been quite awful in the red of Arsenal in London. 5 yellow cards in the year previous and 2 reds with 2 goals and 1 assist. Everyone remembers David Luiz for that unbelievable free kick back in 2014 against Colombia, but that David Luiz is still gone. He's still obviously a brilliant ball-playing center half. His defending is obviously not there. You could play him at defensive midfield. That's where I would preferably play him because he's too risky to play at the back. His ball movement is fantastic. He's always one to dive into a challenge or get a red card, but he can still hit an unbelievable free kick and an unbelievable pass. For me, there hasn't been many rumors about him, but like I say, I feel like Benfica's the one. But for these aging Brazilian stars, I would love to see them go back to Brazil. I like to see guys finish in their home leagues and finish strong. And it'd be fun to see David Luiz go back there. I'm talking about Willian going back there. And you already got, like I said, Rafinha and Douglas Costa, who went back yesterday too. So maybe they could all join up in Grêmio and make a super team in Grêmio. That'd be fun to see. I'd definitely watch that. Definitely get me on board with the Brazilian league. Yeah, it's a fantastic couple days here in Brazil. and some fantastic moves could be happening for a Brazilian team or these Brazilian players. I'm very intrigued to see where they end up and when they'll sign for a club, or when we'll even hear some more rumors, because it's been quite quiet on both these two. More so on Willian, we've seen a lot more talk about him. David Luiz has been a bit quieter. Benfica has been the only rumor, and I could see Brazil quite easily for an aging guy like him, but he still has a lot to give in, I think, a lower down team or Brazil, because Brazil would be quite fun to see him and Willian. It'd be cool to see them link up in Brazil together, though. Hope you guys like this transfer roundup for Arsenal, and more so the Brazilian two aging stars, like I said. It was quite fun to do another one of these guys. Hope you guys like my transfer videos. Let me know what you guys think about them. I'll see you again in another video. Peace.